on guys, welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, my name is Bruce, this is What's Popping, and in today's video we have a pretty cool unboxing for all of the Potterheads out there. We are having a look at the Harry, Ron and Hermione riding the Gringotts dragon. That is right guys, this is a pop I've been wanting to unbox and open for a very long time, and it is finally here. Now when this pop first came out, there was a lot of speculation around it, and I was a bit nervous about how this pop was going to arrive. We had people complaining about the size comparisons, some people thinking it was going to be more of a Jon Snow riding Rhaegal, or a Dany riding Drogon, or the Night King riding the Icy Viserion, something like that. You know, we had a big pop on the back, and when it came out and there were small pops on the back, people were not too happy. So that was one of my concerns looking at this pop. And then I was worried about the fact that the Ukrainian Ironbelly, which is the dragon they were riding, is a white dragon. I thought, how are they going to pull this off? Is it just going to be a plain white dragon? What's the story going to be? So let's unbox this pop, let's have a proper look at it, and let's have our own judgment at the end of the video. So here he is guys, or here is the awesome set, which is Harry, Ron of course, and Hermione riding the Ukrainian Ironbelly straight out of Gringotts. Now it's a pretty big box, and I would say the dragon is about the size as a Drogon or Viserion or one of those pop Rhaegal, one of those Game of Thrones pop rides. This is also a pop ride, so let's have a look at it out of the box and compare it a bit closer up. Now guys, when you have a look at this figure close up, I'm not disappointed at all. I think they did a phenomenal job with it, and to be honest with you, I think the fact that they've put Harry, Ron and Hermione, they're sort of the size of, I would say, pocket pops, or maybe the calendar pops, you know, the mystery calendars that we get. I would say they're probably about that size if you're looking at the size of the pops themselves, and I think they work on this dragon. I mean, it would not have worked to put 3 full-size pops on the back of this dragon. It would have looked weird, it would have looked clunky, and I don't think it would have worked at all. So props to Funko for actually taking that decision and making a pretty cool little figure, you know, without having to make the dragon absolutely massive to accommodate 3 pops on the back. I think this works well, and something else that it really brings across, which the Game of Thrones pop rides didn't do so well, is an idea of scale. If you look at the Dany or the Jon Snow riding Rhaegal, the size comparison is not right at all. When you look at these 3 guys hanging on for dear life on the back of this Ukrainian Ironbelly, you get the idea of the scale of the dragon compared to the characters, and that's something that's been really well captured with this figure. My next concern was the paint job. I was really worried about the fact that the Ukrainian Ironbelly is a white dragon. Are they just going to pluck white paint on this thing and hope that we're all happy? And they have not done that at all. They have actually done sort of a creamy color on the dragon, which I think is quite nice, because it's showing that the dragon's been down in the dungeon for a long time. This dragon has just escaped, just got its first smell of fresh air.
Projector! Hold on!
Exactly. It's just having its first flight and getting out there. You know, it doesn't even know what to do when it escapes Gringotts. So it gives you the idea of how aged the dragon is. They've used that sort of creamy color. You can tell the dragon's white, but the use of that creamy color has really shown the dirt and some of the aging. And there's some really nice scarring on this dragon. I think if you watch the movie and you didn't feel sorry for the Ukrainian Ironbelly at the bottom of Gringotts, you are a monster, because this dragon was clearly tortured. And they've done a really good job with the scarring on the dragon. There's a lot of blood painted over in certain areas where the chains have been tied around the dragon. Some of the chains are a bit loose around the neck, so you can be careful when you're holding the figure up itself. And it's just overall a really intricately done figure. I think they've gone to great lengths on the detail. It is the first time that we see Hermione as Bellatrix as a Funko Pop. We see Harry in his sort of casual getup that he wears throughout the Deathly Hallows, and we see Ron dressed as a Death Eater as well. So it's kind of cool to see that they've gone into the detail of giving Hermione Bellatrix's wand and putting her in Bellatrix's outfit as well, which of course is something that they had to do, but they didn't have to go into such great detail. So I think they did a good job on that. Negatives and cons on this figure, I think the biggest problem with this figure is, in my opinion, or at least for the one that I received, is there's a lot of paint bleeding. So on some of the chains, you know, you've got the blood bleeding over onto the chains. I don't have a problem with that. I think that's accurate. But on some parts, the chains have sort of, the paint has bled over onto the skin of the dragon. which isn't so great. And then you also have of the characters themselves, I have a bit of paint bleeding on some of their hands, and Ron has lost a bit of paint on one of his hands as well. So I can chalk that down to the fact that I know that they've been through a lot down in Gringotts, and they're getting out with dirty hands, and they're looking a bit scruffy at the end of their tussle down in Gringotts. But I know as a Funko collector that this is not how it was meant to be, and I can see that some of that paint is bled across. So that is my one critique of the figure. If you are out there and you are able to see two or three of these in the store, and you're an out-of-box collector, or you care heavily about your paint jobs, pay close attention to that and see if you can pick up one that's got the best paint job for you. But other than that, I think this is a great pickup for any Harry Potter collector, and I'm absolutely thrilled with my Ukrainian Ironbelly with Harry, Ron and Hermione on the back. As always, guys, I would love to hear from you. Hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know what you think of this figure. Have you picked it up? Do you plan on picking it up? Is it one that you have to have in your collection? To me, it's the coolest dragon they've done. I think it competes with the Game of Thrones dragons, and they've done a really awesome job of detailing this Ukrainian Ironbelly. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. And if you are new here, guys, please consider subscribing to the channel, hitting that like button, ringing the notifications bell, doing all of the YouTube cliches so I can catch you guys in the future. We have a ton of content planned for the channel that's going to be coming up over December and into the new year, and I have something very special planned for my 600 subscriber giveaway. So please, guys, if you haven't already, go ahead and do all those YouTube cliches, and I'll see all of you guys in the next video.